You might be shocked to discover this, but some vegetables that look perfectly healthy on your plate could be quietly destroying your immune system, speeding up brain aging, and even weakening your legs day by day. Yes, seriously. Research published in the Journal of Gerontology, based on tens of thousands of seniors over many years, shows that certain common vegetables can silently trigger inflammation, damage the tiny blood vessels in your legs, and make walking harder than it should be. And here's the scariest part. These veggies may be dramatically increasing your risk of falling, which is the #1 cause of fatal injury in people over 65. But don't worry. Today's video is going to guide you step by step through 3 vegetables you should absolutely avoid, and 3 you should eat every single day to protect your brain, your mobility, and your independence. If you care about your health, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss another tip made just for you. And if you find this topic important, please type 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me. If not, type 0 so I can do better for you next time. Part 1. 3 vegetables seniors over 65 must eat daily. 1. Broccoli, the natural armor against aging. Among the many vegetables we've grown up with, few have stood the test of time quite like broccoli. It may not be the flashiest food on the plate, but for those of us who've crossed the threshold of 65, it's something far greater than a side dish. Broccoli, in its quiet way, becomes a form of protection, a kind of green armor that works gently from the inside out to help us hold on to the strength and clarity we've worked so hard to build. You see, the older we get, the more we realize that aging isn't just about gray hair or slower steps. It's about how resilient our bodies remain when things get tough. And one of the biggest threats that builds with time is chronic inflammation. It's a silent, creeping force that wears away at joints, narrows blood vessels, clouds the mind, and weakens muscles. We may not feel it happening until we suddenly can't do something we once took for granted. But here's where broccoli quietly steps in with sulforaphane, a natural compound designed by nature to fight back. Sulforaphane helps the body detox harmful elements and reactivates our natural defenses, something that becomes harder with age. With every bite, we aren't just eating, we're actively protecting what matters most. But inflammation isn't the only threat. As the years pass, our bones lose density, our arteries stiffen, and what once felt like a small stumble can suddenly turn into a serious injury. Broccoli, rich in vitamin K, calcium, and powerful antioxidants, offers real help in preserving bone strength and keeping our cardiovascular system in balance. These nutrients work in harmony like old friends to hold up our frame and keep the blood flowing smoothly. Every cup of broccoli is like adding another layer of strength to the foundation we stand on. And speaking of foundations, our legs and feet carry the full weight of our lives. When circulation starts to decline, the lower limbs suffer first. Cold toes, poor balance, and a creeping sense of instability start to show up in the everyday. But studies show sulforaphane improves peripheral circulation, helping keep our feet warm, responsive, and able to support us, step after precious step. It's not just about preventing falls, it's about keeping the freedom to move through the world on our own terms. Of course, preparation makes all the difference. Broccoli boiled until limp and gray won't give us the benefits we need. But lightly steamed, just until it's vibrant and tender, it retains its healing power and is far easier on the digestive system. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. A small bowl of properly cooked broccoli several times a week is one of the simplest yet most profound acts of self-care we can offer ourselves. In a time when so many things feel out of our control, this is something we can do. A daily choice that says, I still matter, my future still matters, because it does. But while broccoli builds our inner armor, another humble green leaf works in quieter ways, powering the heart, the mind, and perhaps most importantly, the very muscles that carry us through each day. Could it be the key to preserving our strength and vitality just a little longer? Let's explore that next. And if you're still with me, finding value in these insights, please comment #1 below. I'd love to know we're walking this journey together. 2. Spinach, the hidden engine behind strength and mental clarity. In the quiet, everyday journey of aging, some foods go far beyond filling our plates. They become steady companions, nourishing not just the body, but the independence, clarity, and strength we work so hard to hold on to. And among those, spinach quietly earns its place as a guardian of vitality. It may look like just another leafy green, often tossed into a salad or tucked beneath a sandwich, but for those of us over 65, spinach is nothing short of a living medicine chest. One of spinach's most remarkable qualities lies in its natural nitrates. These compounds gently support blood vessels, helping them relax and widen. For seniors, this means improved circulation, something many of us have felt fading with time. When blood flow weakens, our muscles lose oxygen and nutrients, and we begin to feel the consequences: slower reflexes, tired legs, and that frustrating fog that creeps into our thinking. But when circulation improves, something beautiful happens. Muscles regain their tone. Feet feel more responsive. We walk with steadier steps, and that subtle fear of falling loosens its grip. The benefits don't stop at the legs. Spinach is rich in lutein and folate, nutrients that directly nourish the brain. These compounds help us hold on to memory, mental clarity, and the ability to process thoughts without delay. For those of us who've ever paused mid-sentence trying to find the right word or lost track of what we came into a room to do, the power of these nutrients becomes personal. Studies show that those who consume more lutein maintain sharper cognition well into older age. A handful of spinach daily may not be glamorous, but it is deeply protective, like a quiet defense against the slow erosion of self. And then there's the matter of vision, one of the most vulnerable senses as we age. Few things feel more devastating than watching the world blur or losing the ability to recognize the faces we love. Spinach offers lutein and zeaxanthin, two rare antioxidants that support the macula of the eye, shielding us from age-related macular degeneration. With each serving, we defend our ability to read, to drive, to move safely through our homes, and to stay connected to the world in full color. As always, how we prepare spinach matters. Lightly sautéing it with a bit of olive oil or blending it into a smoothie helps preserve its healing power while making it easier for older digestive systems to process. What we want to avoid is boiling it to the point of blandness. Let your spinach stay vibrant, alive, because that's what it offers in return. Spinach doesn't shout for attention, but it quietly protects the very things that make life worth living. Strong legs to carry us, a sharp mind to guide us, and clear eyes to see the beauty that still surrounds us. A small daily serving, gently prepared, becomes a profound act of self-care. Not because someone told us to, but because we know what it means to lose what we took for granted. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. And yet, even as spinach supports the core of our strength and clarity, there's another vegetable, brightly colored, familiar to nearly every kitchen, that holds a secret weapon of its own, one that may help protect something even more fragile: our balance, our ability to stand tall, to move without fear, to trust our own footing. Could this humble root be the missing piece in staying upright and independent? Let's find out together. 3. Carrots, the silent protectors of vision, balance, and vitality. Here's something you might not expect. The average person blinks more than 28,000 times a day, but after age 65, our eyes often need more help than ever. Vision fades slowly, almost without us noticing at first. Maybe you squint more while reading, or feel less confident driving at night. But vision isn't just about seeing clearly. It's one of the biggest factors in maintaining independence. And that's why something as simple as a carrot can make a big difference. Carrots are far more than just a crunchy snack. They're full of beta-carotene, which the body turns into vitamin A, a key nutrient for keeping our eyes strong. Getting enough of it helps us protect against age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in people over 65. Protecting your eyes means more than enjoying the beauty of a sunset. It means avoiding falls, continuing to drive safely, and reading a birthday card from a grandchild without help. But carrots don't just support your sight, they also play a role in your balance and coordination. The antioxidants in carrots help keep nerves and blood vessels healthy, which is important for the connection between your brain and your feet. That connection allows us to react quickly, step steadily, and stay upright on uneven ground. As we age, we don't just lose muscle, we sometimes lose that mind-to-body link. Carrots help nourish that link. They also support your metabolism. Many seniors struggle with blood sugar spikes, poor digestion, or cholesterol issues. Carrots offer natural fiber that can smooth digestion, help regulate blood sugar, and even reduce cholesterol. Stable blood sugar isn't just for people with diabetes. It helps protect nerve function, reduce inflammation, and support energy throughout the day. It's easier to stay active, focused, and pain-free when the body isn't constantly trying to adjust for highs and lows. And the best part? Carrots are incredibly easy to add to your day. A raw carrot as an afternoon snack, some grated into a salad, or a few steamed alongside dinner. It doesn't take much. Just don't overcook them, or you'll lose many of the nutrients that make them so helpful. Keep them slightly crisp and vibrant in color for the best results. It may seem small, but a carrot a day can gently support your eyes, nerves, digestion, and balance. Over time, these tiny efforts add up, helping you walk stronger, see clearer, and feel more like yourself. In a world that often moves too fast, carrots are a quiet way to say, I still care about my health and my independence. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. But not every vegetable brings that same gift. In fact, some vegetables, while seemingly healthy, may actually work against your strength, affecting your circulation and even weakening your legs. What are these hidden troublemakers that could be right in your kitchen? Let's find out together. Part 2. 3 vegetable seniors should never touch. 1. Eggplant, the hidden threat to mobility and comfort. As we grow older, our decisions about what we eat carry more weight. The body that once bounced back easily now whispers its needs more gently, and we learn, sometimes through painful experience, that even small choices can leave lasting marks. For seniors, protecting mobility, strength, and the freedom to move without fear means thinking more carefully about every bite we take. And surprisingly, one food that deserves this second thought is eggplant. At a glance, eggplant seems like a smart choice. It's low in calories, high in fiber, and rich in color. It looks wholesome on the plate. But beneath that beautiful purple skin lies a natural chemical called solanine, part of the nightshade family's built-in defense system. While it's harmless to many younger people for aging bodies, especially those already facing joint pain, arthritis, or stiffness, solanine can quietly turn into a hidden saboteur. Solanine has been shown to trigger inflammation, particularly in the joints and connective tissue. For someone already dealing with sore knees or hips, the kind of inflammation it causes may not feel dramatic at first. But it builds. It wears away at the small muscles we rely on for balance. It slows blood flow, affects coordination, and makes everyday movement just a bit more difficult. And that's the danger. It's often so quiet that you don't connect it to what you had for dinner the night before. Ruth, a 76-year-old neighbor of mine, loved her roasted eggplant. She ate it regularly, swearing it helped her eat light. But over time, her legs began to ache more. Walking to the mailbox felt harder, and her usual yoga classes left her limping for days. At first, she blamed it on aging, but after she cut out nightshades, especially eggplant, her pain began to ease within weeks. She was stunned. So was her physical therapist, who had been treating her for stiffness that wouldn't respond to stretching. For Ruth, avoiding eggplant gave her back the simple joy of walking without hesitation. And it's not just the pain that's concerning. Ongoing low-level inflammation in the legs can reduce neuromuscular coordination, how quickly your brain and feet communicate. When that weakens, so does balance. A small misstep becomes a fall. What used to be second nature, standing up from a chair, walking across a room, suddenly feels less steady. Sadly, preparing eggplant differently doesn't remove the solanine. Whether it's grilled, baked, stewed, or sautéed, the compound remains. And for those of us over 65, when the body's ability to filter out irritants is naturally slower, it's a risk we don't need to take. There are safer vegetables, ones that nourish without the side effects, that protect rather than provoke. This doesn't mean everyone will react to eggplant the same way. But if you've noticed joint pain, muscle soreness, or trouble with balance, it may be worth paying attention to how often eggplant appears on your plate. Because every step we take now matters more than ever. Walking without pain, standing with confidence, keeping our independence. It begins with quiet choices, like saying no to foods that no longer serve us. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. But eggplant is just the beginning. There are other vegetables, ones found in almost every kitchen, that may be slowly harming not just your joints, but your heart, your memory, even your clarity of thought. Let's take a closer look at the next one. If you're still with me and finding this helpful, comment number 1 below. I'd love to know we're walking this journey together. 2. Green bell peppers, the hidden spark of silent inflammation. In the golden years of life, every meal becomes more than just nourishment. It becomes a choice between protecting your health or unknowingly inviting harm. The foods we once ate without a second thought can, with age, begin to affect us differently. The body becomes more sensitive, slower to recover, and more vulnerable to subtle, long-term damage. And among the most misleading choices we make, especially in the name of eating healthy, are green bell peppers. With their fresh crunch and bright appearance, green peppers are a familiar sight in many kitchens. They're colorful, easy to toss into a salad or stir-fry, and often praised as a healthy option. But for seniors, especially those managing joint pain, nerve issues, or digestion troubles, they may carry risks few people talk about. Green peppers belong to the nightshade family, and like eggplant, they contain a compound called lectins, a type of protein that can bind to the lining of the gut. In younger, more resilient bodies, this may not cause noticeable issues. But as we age, the gut becomes more delicate and the immune system less efficient. Lectins can irritate the gut lining, making it harder for the body to absorb nutrients properly. Over time, this can lead to low-grade chronic inflammation that may never feel dramatic, but slowly chips away at overall function. One of the first signs that something isn't right might be as subtle as waking up with stiff ankles, noticing a new tingling in your toes, or feeling a bit less steady on your feet. These aren't just signs of getting old. They can be early warnings that inflammation is impacting your circulation, nerves, and joint health. Reduced blood flow to the legs and feet, even just slightly, dulls sensation and weakens muscle response, putting you at a higher risk of falls. And for those of us over 65, even a small fall can quickly spiral into a serious medical setback. What makes this more concerning is that green peppers offer less protection than many believe. While they do contain some antioxidants, their levels are far lower than in their red, orange, and yellow versions, which are ripened and richer in nutrients. That means you get less benefit from green peppers while still taking in the compounds that can trigger inflammation. Cooking green peppers can lower their lectin content, which helps, but it may not be enough for those already struggling with arthritis, neuropathy, or gut sensitivity. In these cases, it's wiser to reduce or eliminate them altogether. There are many other vegetables, rich in antioxidants, easier on digestion, and far more supportive of aging systems, that can take their place without inviting harm. Sometimes, protecting your health isn't about adding more. It's about gently letting go of what no longer serves your body. Saying no to green bell peppers might seem like a small decision, but in the context of your mobility, your balance, and your peace of mind, it can be an important one. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. But green peppers aren't the only hidden threat. There's another vegetable, humble, widely loved, and often considered a comfort food, that may be doing even greater damage to your strength, your heart, and the very systems that help you live freely each day. Could this everyday favorite be working against you from the inside out? Let's look closer and uncover the truth together. 3. White potatoes, the comfort food that quietly weakens strength and stability. Here's something most people don't realize. The average American eats more than 110 pounds of potatoes each year. And for many, white potatoes are as familiar and comforting as a favorite blanket. They're part of our family traditions, our Sunday dinners, our warmest memories. Mashed, baked, fried, potatoes have a way of making a meal feel like home. But for those of us in our golden years, this trusted food can quietly work against the very strength and independence we try so hard to preserve. The problem lies in how our bodies respond to white potatoes as we age. These starchy vegetables are packed with simple carbohydrates, which are quickly converted into sugar in the bloodstream. That sudden spike in blood sugar might not feel dangerous in the moment, but over time, it creates a storm of internal inflammation, subtle but steady, that wears down the blood vessels, particularly those that supply the legs, feet, and even the brain. For seniors with slower circulation, weaker nerves, or a history of diabetes, these blood sugar surges can quietly lead to numbness, poor healing, and a decline in mobility. And it doesn't stop there. White potatoes have a high glycemic index, which contributes to arterial stiffening over time. This condition, known as arteriosclerosis, limits blood flow to the lower body. You might notice cold feet more often, leg cramps that come and go, or a general sense of weakness when climbing stairs or walking across the room. These small signals, left unchecked, can grow into bigger issues: slower recovery from injuries, greater fall risk, and the emotional toll of losing confidence in your own body. Even the traditional ways we prepare potatoes, mashed with butter and cream, roasted with oil, or salted heavily, can add to the burden, especially for those managing high blood pressure, heart disease, or kidney conditions. These rich ingredients only compound the stress on the cardiovascular system. And unlike sweet potatoes or carrots, which are rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory nutrients, white potatoes offer little protection in return. Their pale flesh lacks the powerful compounds that help us fight oxidative stress, meaning the body takes on more harm with less support. Avoiding white potatoes isn't about giving up comfort. It's about redefining comfort in a way that supports your long-term vitality. Choosing a baked sweet potato or a hearty serving of roasted squash or parsnips can provide that same cozy satisfaction while giving your body the nutrients it truly needs. Because here's the truth we don't talk about enough. Aging well isn't about miracles. It's about small, consistent choices made with care and awareness. It's about knowing that every meal is a decision about the future. What we eat today shapes how we move, how we think, and how we live tomorrow. We've all earned the right to feel good in our own bodies, to keep doing the things we love, and to stay connected with the people who matter most. That doesn't come from a single decision. It comes from the thousands of small ones. Choosing color over blandness, choosing nutrients over nostalgia, choosing strength, one bite at a time. And while white potatoes may have once filled our plates and hearts, the time has come to look forward, not backward, because just ahead lies a life still full of joy, movement, and meaning. Now, let's turn to one final food, one that many believe is a heart-healthy staple, but that may in fact be quietly aging the brain and draining the energy we need to live fully. The truth may surprise you. Let's uncover it together. Before we say goodbye, I'd love to hear from you. What was the one insight today that made you stop and think, yes, that's something I can do for myself? Maybe it was a food you hadn't considered. Maybe it was a small shift in how you see your body, not as something fading, but as something still full of potential. Take a moment to reflect and share it in the comments. Let's cheer each other on as we build strength, not just in our muscles, but in our choices, in our confidence, and in how we care for ourselves day by day. If you found value in this video, please leave a comment with a number 1. And if it didn't quite resonate, comment 0. Your honesty helps us grow and serve you better. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. This community is all about aging wisely, living well, and staying strong from the inside out. Thank you for being here. And remember, you still have so much life to live, so many steps to take, and so many meals to enjoy that can carry you further than you ever imagined. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.